Good morning students, how are you all? I hope you are fine. In today's video, I'll explain you the story, The Necklace from the Footprints Without Feet, written by Guy de Maupassant. Guy de Maupassant was a French writer. He was remembered as the master of the short story. He has written 300 short stories, 6 novels, 3 travel books and 1 volume verse. This entire story revolves around the necklace, and the main characters are Matilda Lochiel, Monsieur Lochiel, and Madame Forestier. And the main character is Matilda Lochiel. So in this story, Matilda Lochiel, she was a young and pretty lady, but she has one demerit that she born in a very poor family. Though she born in a poor family, her parents didn't have that much money so that they can arrange a dowry and arrange a dowry for her marriage. She used to dream for a luxurious and delicacy life, but as she was poor, she had to marry to a clerk. Her husband, Monsieur Lochiel, was a clerk in a board of education. And she had a friend, Madame Forestier. When she married to Monsieur Lochiel, she always used to think about a luxurious life. She was not happy. She always lived in a distressed life. She always dismayed. She always irritated. She always become in a dull mood, we can say. So what happened after marriage? Once they got the invitation from the Minister of Education, where they both were invited. This couple was invited for the party. When Matilda came to know she has been invited for the party, she was not happy. Why was she not happy? Because she said to her husband, she didn't have a good costume, good outfit, good dress. How did she attend a grand party? So her husband her husband was very stammered. He stammered and he was in dismay. He thought how could he help to her? How could he help to his wife? Then afterwards, when he saw his wife is weeping like anything, he asked how much money you require to buy a dress. Then Melinda said she required 400 francs. Then her husband gave 400 francs to her to buy a beautiful dress. When she bought a beautiful dress for her for the party, but still she was not happy. She was not happy because she didn't have a good jewelry. She was looking for a good jewelry. Then her husband suggests her she should go to her friend Madame Forestier and borrow the necklace. So she went to the Madame Forestier, and Madame Forestier offered her so many jewelries, and she selected one necklace. That necklace was very expensive. Afterwards, what happened with that necklace, we will cover in the story. I'll tell you the story. This was the briefest sketch of the story. And afterwards, we'll read the story line by line.
Now student, I'll explain you the whole story line by line. She was one of those pretty young ladies born as if through an error of destiny into a family of clerks. So she is here, Matilda. She was very pretty lady and born in the middle family of clerks, middle class family, and that was the mistake of her destiny. She had no dowry, no hopes, no means of becoming known, loved and married by a man, either rich or distinguished. Her parents did not have money to arrange dowry for her, and so there is no any means of hopes or no means so that she could be loved by any rich person, rich man, or married by any famous man. And she allowed herself to marry a petty clerk in the office of the Board of Education. So with these circumstances, she had to marry a petty clerk. Petty clerk means a small clerk in the office of the Board of Education. She was simple, but she was unhappy. She was simple, but she was not satisfied with his lifestyle. She wanted to be a very rich. She was because she was very ambitious. She suffered incessantly, feeling herself born for all delicacies and luxuries. So she suffered incessantly, I mean continuously. She was thinking about that the destiny was not fair with her, feeling herself born for all delicacies and luxuries. She used to think that she she used to think that she would have more luxuries and delicacies, fine life. She suffered from the poverty of her apartment, and the poverty of her apartment were making her making her anger and tortured. The dirty wall, and the worn chairs. Worn chairs means the used and torn furnitures. All these things tortured and angered her. All the things, the shabby walls and the used and torn chairs, torn furnitures, were making her torture and angered. When she seated herself for dinner opposite her husband, who uncovered the tureen with a delighted air, saying, "Oh, the good pot pie." So, when she seated with her husband for a dine together, and her husband opened the tureen means the serving bowl, and with the delighted air and happily he said, "Oh, the good pot pie. Oh, the good pot pie." Pot pie means a kind of dish. "I know nothing better than that." And he was satisfied, and for him that was the best thing. She would think of elegant dinners of shining silver. When her husband used to praise the homemade food, she used to think about the elegant dinners. She thought of exquisite food served in marvelous dishes. At the same time, she was thinking about the elegant dinners being served in the marvelous dishes. She had neither frocks nor jewels, and she loved only those things. She had neither frocks or jewels nor jewels, and she loved those fashionable and valuable things. She had a rich friend, a schoolmate at the convent. She had a rich friend, but she didn't like to meet her as she was a rich lady. The schoolmate had her at the convent, who she did not like to visit. Why she didn't like to visit that her schoolmate? Because she was a rich lady. She suffered so much when she returned, because when she visited to her house, and after that when she returned to her home, she became so dissatisfied and she started crying. She wept for whole days for despair and disappointment. And after returning from her friend's house, she wept for a whole day and from despair. Despair means distress, and disappointment. Disappointment, dissatisfaction. One evening, her husband returned, elated, bearing in his hand a large envelope. So one evening, her husband had a large envelope in his hand, and he was very happy. Here he said, "Here is something for you." Then he addressed to Matilda that there was something for her. She quickly drew out a printed card on which were inscribed these words. So she quickly pulled out the printed card as she was excited to know what it was about. It was an invitation from the minister, and the couple had been invited to a dinner party at the house of minister. Instead of being delighted as her husband had hoped, she threw the invitation spitefully upon the table, murmuring, "What do you suppose I want with her?" She was to be delighted as her husband was expected, but she threw the invitation with hatred upon the table and murmuring, "What did he want her to do with the card?" "But my dearie, I thought it would make you happy. You never go out." Her husband said, that he had thought she would be happy as she never went out. And this is an occasion. And this is an occasion. And this is a rare occasion and a fine one. Everybody wishes one, and it is very select. Not many are given to employees. This was a very rare occasion where selected employees were invited. You will see the whole official word there, and there you would be meeting a lot of people from his office. She looked at him with an irritated eyes and declared impatiently, and she looked irritatedly towards her husband and declared in dissatisfaction, what do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that? And she asked him what did she wear on that function. He had not thought of that. He stammered, why, the dress you wear when we go to the theatre. He stammered that he hadn't thought about it. Why you were, and he suggested that she could wear the dress when they used to go for the movies, to watch movies. It seems very pretty to me, and for him it was very nice dress. He was silent, stupefied in dismay. He became silent and unable to think. Stupefied means unable to think. In dismay, in distress. At the sight of his wife weeping, he stammered, what is the matter? What is the matter? And when he saw his wife was weeping, he became stammered and he asked what was the matter? Why was she crying? By a violent effort, she had controlled her vexation and responded in a calm voice. Violent means strong. By a strong effort, she had controlled her vexation. Vexation means irritation, and responded in a very calm way, wiping her more moist cheeks. And she wiped her moist cheeks. She wiped her tears. Nothing, only I have no dress, and consequently I cannot go to this affair. And she replied that she didn't have any dress, and as a result she could not go to that rent affair. And she suggested him, give your car to some colleague whose wife is better fitted out than I. And she suggested her husband he should give his car to some of his colleague so that whose wife is better than her. He was grieved but answered, let us see, Matilda, how much would a suitable costume cost? Something that would serve for the other occasions, something very simple. He was grieved, said, and answered, and asked Melinda what was the cost of a suitable costume. Costume means dress. Something that she could wear in the occasion, and something very simple, a simple dress cost. She asked to Melinda what will be the simple cost of simple costume. She reflected for some seconds, thinking of a sum that she could ask for without bringing with it an immediate refusal and a frightened exclamation from the economical clerk. Then she thought of an amount that would neither be refused by him or nor scare the poor clerk. Finally, she said in a hesitating voice, I cannot tell exactly, but it seems to me that 400 francs ought to cover it. So hesitantly, his wife said to him that she didn't know exactly, but in around 400 francs she could manage to buy a new dress. He turned a little pale, for he had saved just the sum to buy a gun, that he might be able to join some hunting parties the next summer with some friends who went to shoot larks on Sunday. So her husband turned a little pale, and because he had saved 400 francs to buy a gun so that he could enjoy some hunting parties next summer with his friend, and went to Shuklark. Shuklark is a kind of bird on Sundays. Nevertheless, he answered, "Very well, I'll give you 400 francs, but try to have a pretty dress." But nevertheless, he answered he would give he would give her 400 francs and also said her that she should buy a pretty dress.